Hi guys, welcome to the round of astrology. This is your daily horoscope for 21st July 2021, which is a Wednesday. And for those of you who are watching me for the first time, I am first going to talk about the energy for today, what the horoscope looks like. Then I'm going to give you a brief background on the undercurrents we deal with on a daily basis. And then I'm going to pick a card for the day. And I also want you to know that I do daily, weekly, monthly sun, rising sign horoscopes that you can watch on my YouTube channel. And I also request you to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. All right, so let's talk about what's happening in the astrology today. And the first thing happens at about 5 a.m. Pacific time, and it's that the moon here is going to trine Mars. However, this combination is also in a square. The moon is in a square to Neptune, right? So a square to Neptune and a trine to Mars. Now, let's talk about the square first. A square is a 90-degree angle that represents friction, it represents change, and the moon is our emotions, right? And Neptune is a planet that can be the most magical, spiritual feeling in the world, or it can be deceptive. It can bring about a lot of confusion, a lot of sensitivity. And a square, like I said, is a challenging aspect, right? So when the moon squares Neptune, we can feel slightly confused, we can feel slightly overly sensitive, we may react to things that we wouldn't react to otherwise. All right, or it could be that we need to make an emotional adjustment so that we can feel spiritual Neptune, so that we can feel connected to the divine Neptune, so that we can connect our emotions to the higher good and the good of all that exists, right? That's what Neptune is: universal good and compassion, universal love and compassion. So there could be a moment where we need to adjust our emotions so that they are in alignment with universal love and compassion. But I do think this combination will most likely, not always, will most likely bring some sort of confusion, some sort of deception. And this could just be a deception to not being able to see things clearly, right? We think it's something, but it's something else. A simple thing like that. And it can be very sensitive. So it's best to let this energy pass. And I think it will pass because it's going to happen at 5 a.m., right? And it's going to peak at 5 a.m., then it's going to start going down. And at the same time, the positive in this is that Mars is trining the moon in fire signs. So this can really give us the courage to take action because Mars is courage, it's drive, it's action, it's willpower, whereas the moon is our emotions. This could be a moment where we just find the emotional courage to do something we wanted to do. We find the emotional drive to do that thing, or the emotional willpower finally to get things done. But with the square to Neptune, I would say don't take that action. Not till the energy passes. Yes, develop that drive, develop that courage, develop that willpower, make up your mind. Get ready to take that action. But take that action once the Neptune square moon moves off the square to Neptune, which will happen soon. By 7 a.m. it should be off, right? And if you see, Neptune's at 23, the moon's at 23, Mars is at 24. So it's only after the confusion, slightly after, that we will find the courage to take that action. So automatically, the universe will create a situation that only after the confusion, that emotional courage will kick in. But it's so close, they're in such a close orb that the energies can carry over. So let this energy of confusion, if there is any oversensitivity, let it pass. And then it's a feel good, positive moment with the moon trining Mars. Both fire signs, a lot of fire, a lot of drive to get things done. And after this, the next important thing happens in the afternoon, right? At about 2 p.m. So I'm going to move up the chart, and then we'll see that happen. At 2 p.m., we are going to see, okay, this is a little after 2 p.m., so more around 3 p.m. The moon here in Sag is going to trine Venus in Leo, another fire trine, right? And this is a moment as Venus gets ready to enter the sign of Virgo, which it will today, and we'll talk about it. This is a moment where we are feeling very good about our Venus things: love, relationships, projects, finances, skills, self-worth, values. There's a positive moment here connected to those things. We're feeling very good about that. So that's about 3 p.m. in the afternoon. And then soon after this, after trining Venus, very positive alignment, the moon's going to enter the sign of Capricorn. Now the moon changes signs every 2.5 days, and when it does, the energy shifts in our life in subtle ways. The focus shifts in subtle ways. Now Capricorn is the sign ruled by Saturn, right? Which means Capricorn is a very hard-working sign, very disciplined, very much about getting the work done no matter what, right? It will get things done. It will work hard. So when the moon is in Capricorn, our focus really becomes work, working with discipline, getting things done, building for the future. And we're going to be doing that in the next 2.5 days. And as soon as it enters the sign of Capricorn, it is going to sextile Jupiter retrograde, 60-degree angle. So as we begin to put that work in, we're going to feel very positive. We're going to feel very hopeful. And again, this is something connected to the recent past. So a lot of feel-good energy because the moon trines Venus and then it sextiles Jupiter, the two most benefic planets. This is definitely a feel-good energy about something we are building, the work we are putting in, and Venus things: love, relationships, money, finances, projects. And after this, at about 6 p.m., 7 p.m., I'm not sure, let's see what time that is. Yeah, it's 6 p.m., around 6 p.m. Pacific time. Venus is going to enter the sign of Virgo. Now, we spoke about this yesterday. Now, Venus has shifted signs, right? Venus typically loves the sign of Leo. It likes to be there. Leo is here. It was in Leo up until this moment here. However, Venus in Leo, as I mentioned in yesterday's video as well, was opposing Aquarius, and Saturn is in Aquarius. It was opposing the Saturn energy. And when Venus is in Leo, we approach our love, projects, relationships, money, self-worth, value, skills with the idea of, is it what my heart wants? Does this make me happy? Right? But with Saturn opposing that energy, there was always another element to this asking us, okay, yeah, if that relationship, that project, that skill that you're learning makes you happy, if that's what your heart wants, is it also for the long term? That was Saturn there asking that question. So Venus's transit through Leo, although was good, but it was opposed by Saturn, meaning it required us to work hard. But now in Virgo, we will approach Venus things with a Virgo perspective, right? We'll approach our love, relationships, finances, skills, self-worth, values with, okay, how do I get organized about these things? We'll analyze these things. We'll plan for these things. It could be that we plan a skill that we're working on, plan how we go about it. We get organized about a project that we have. Things like that. And Venus typically does not like to be in Virgo. It would rather be in the sign of Pisces, which is the opposite of Virgo, right? But in Virgo, we will get organized about Venus things, about our relationships, love, money, projects, etc. And Venus here is opposing Jupiter, right? Now, an opposition typically requires us to integrate two elements. And in this case, Venus, love, money, relationships, and Jupiter, hope, optimism, knowledge, wisdom. So there's an element where we have to kind of integrate these two things. And Jupiter magnifies anything it comes in contact with. And in this case, it is magnifying Venus things, love, relationships, money, business projects, etc. But it could be possible that we feel a little less hopeful about these things because they're in opposition. And to feel hopeful, we might need to integrate these two elements, make some adjustments to Venus things, love, relationships, money, projects, skills, so that we can feel hopeful again. And And Venus here is still in a trine to the moon, not exact, right? And there's a sextile to Jupiter. So there is a lot of feel-good energy about this moment as well, right? So that thing of losing hope, losing optimism, it may be very subtle because the moon is here, sextiling Jupiter, feel-good energy, trining Venus, feel-good energy. But there might be a moment, very small moment, where we may need to make a change to integrate Jupiter and Venus. A lot of Venus is being magnified. That's pretty much the main energy for today. And to sum it up, I would say that it's a very positive day. But the square to Neptune in the morning can cause some confusion, so let that energy pass. And the opposition to Jupiter might cause some lack of hope and optimism and all those things. But the moon is saying that, okay, the optimism will still be there, if that makes sense. A moment where we may need to adjust something to get that optimism, but overall the energy is a happy one. So I think it's a positive day overall, and barring the Neptune energy, which just let it pass. Just let that pass. Everything's good. And we are building up to the sun entering the sign of Leo, which it rules. However, the sun in Leo will be opposing the Saturn energy. So that's going to be an intense transit for the sun. And that's going to happen. And we are also building up to the full moon in Aquarius, which happens on July 23rd or 24th, depending on where you are at. And it's an intense full moon, so we'll talk about that as well. And now I'll move on to the undercurrents that we deal with on a daily basis, and I'll keep it very short. The first one is the Uranus-Saturn square. These two planets have been squaring all year, and this energy we're seeing after 21 years. And this energy is asking us to embrace the new. It's asking us to change. It's asking us to embrace our uniqueness. And we're going to feel this all year. And this transition from the old to the new and embracing our unique self will be challenging because these two planets are squaring. And we're going to feel this energy every day, all of 2021 in varying intensities, and even in 2022 to some degree. And the second thing I'll talk about is a new beginning we had in December of 2020. And in December of 2020, we started a 20-year cycle. And right now, we are laying the foundation for that 20-year cycle, which we will do for at least 2 more years. And that 20-year cycle was because Saturn and Jupiter conjuncted in December. And the last thing I will mention is a cycle that started in Jan of 2020. And that cycle changed our material reality in a powerful way. And this cycle will be with us till 2053. So we are building that as well. And we will continue to build that for the next 2-3 years. Now that's all the background. So these are the things we work on, on a daily basis, the underlying currents. So that's why I talk about those. And now I will pick a card for today's energy. Okay, go with the top card. It says Yin. And Yin is the opposite of Yang, right? Yang is the fiery, go-getting energy. And Yin is the receptive energy. You see the card? It's like being receptive, about receiving. And I think today the message is to be receptive. There's a lot of fire energy, right? We have the moon was in Sagittarius fire sign. Venus was in Leo fire sign. And I did mention that we are going to see a lot of fire, a lot of getting things done, that sort of energy. But with the square to Neptune, it's best to wait it out and develop the drive, develop the courage, but wait it out, right? Till the sensitivity passes. And this is what I think this card is saying, that yes, you may have a lot of courage and drive to do things today, right? But maybe go within for a moment, be receptive, and let clarity come before taking that action. So being receptive is the message for the day. And that's all I'm going to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and do hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye. Have a great day.